Mhm.
How much capital were you able to get?
I was able to get 75,000.
Today, I have the honor and privilege of speaking with my man, David. Dave, thanks for jumping on the call today. I like to have a conversation about your experience working with me. So we'll go over your story and your results. I want people to see what's possible. That sound good?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Let's start simple. Introduce yourself, where you're from, and a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, I'm David Avery. I'm born and raised in Augusta, and I'm still here, Augusta, Georgia, a little bit outside Atlanta for folks who don't know, a home of the Masters, the best golf tournament in the world. Been in Augusta all my life, went to Georgia Southern for a little bit, and got my degree in IT, and I do IT and I do real estate.
Okay, what type of real estate do you do?
I do everything. I'm a real estate salesperson, so I'm a licensed real estate agent. I buy and flip, and I do real estate development and commercial real estate. So I do it all.
So how do we meet, Dave? How do we know each other?
Well, we met in college, and you was one of the first ones who wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I didn't know what that career was, and I saw you take off. So that got me more from wanting to work a 9 to 5 to being an entrepreneur. And
Okay.
so you had an impact on a lot of people. So that's how we met.
All right. Before we started working together, what was your situation like when it came to funding?
It was very hard. Funding was very with the banks, very traditional. So, you fill out, I want to say a 1,001 form or something like that.
Huh?
And you would have to pretty much give a lot of stuff away. I was blessed to have good credit, but even with good credit, I had a lot of information you had to go through. And then coming from my background, I really had relationships with the bankers. So it was very tough to raise capital.
Even with
Uh,
your relationships, it was still tough.
it was very tough to raise capital. Then, I'm even though I'm from Augusta, I really know a lot of affluent people. So, the private capital markets, I would say, was inaccessible, but that was just of, not knowing nobody who really had a lot of money. So it was very tough to raise capital.
So how did that situation make you feel?
Frustrated, wanting to quit and give up. You just got to keep searching. And
Right.
but it was tough though.
And what exactly were you doing that wasn't working?
I mean, this was just pretty much going to the bank and applying for a loan,
Right.
and trying to get money to either flip a house or buy a lot, anything.
Right. And
And
they
it
wanted
just
a lot of documentation, like business plans and stuff like
yeah,
that.
business plans, documentation, even with good credit, it was tough. It was very tough.
And did that situation like impact your business or your family?
Basically, it just took me. I couldn't get no projects off the ground. I helped other investors, but myself personally, I couldn't get anything done.
So how do we start working together?
Well, you've been in the game, and I told you some of my funding issues, and you was like, Dave, I got you. And that's how we started talking. And I think you had some of those same issues. So you doing the entrepreneur thing when and actually started getting those groups where that capital is at.
Yeah.
And so that's how and we always talked anyway since college. So that's what happened.
The problem that you had, I had figured out a long time ago.
That's
Basically, like
true.
Harriet Tubman, man, going back and helping people that
There
wanted
you
to
go.
study also. So, did you have any doubts or hesitations before saying yes?
Yeah, the good news about the banks, they make money off interest like a lot of people do, but when you start looking at private markets, they charge a lot of money.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was worried about the fees and different things like that.
Okay,
And
but I mean, opposed to like working with me personally, did you have any doubts or hesitations?
no, no, I
Okay,
mean, I know you
so
personally.
so it just
That
more so on what kind of fees they were going to charge and that kind of thing.
exactly
And what made you decide to move forward anyway?
because you made the process. You explained it to me in a simple manner. We had some credit things I had to work on, work those out. Boom, and then after that, you took it and got me the funding I needed. It was a very seamless process.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. After we started working together, what happened after that point?
Well, after you just told me, fill out the application, and then after that, you took it from there. Like I said, it was some issues I had on my end that you walked me through. And
Right.
then after that, you went and got the funding for me. It was like a three-step process, very easy. It was seamless. And so it was way, way easier or simpler than working with the bank or doing traditional fundraising. And two, the fees were very reasonable. And three, it was just easy for me. So I could focus on my business and everything while you went out and got the capital.
All right, that's good. This is the question everybody wants to know.
Mhm.
How much capital were you able to get?
I was able to get 75,000.
Wow.
Real estate investors, are you tired of getting denied for funding? My guide shows you exactly why you keep getting rejected and simple steps that you can take so you can start getting those approvals. Download it now before your next deal slips away. Link in the description.
The good thing about that, keep in mind, I'm an entrepreneur myself, so I didn't have a 9 to 5. I had to use stated income and different things like that.
Right.
So I do a lot of tax write-offs. So yes, and that was able to help me do. So far, I've done 10 houses. I'm working on a $10 million real estate development project, all from that 75,000.
Wow. No, I need that thing to go. Da, 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 da. That's what's
So yeah,
up, man.
it's been a blessing. It really has.
Yeah. So after all that struggling and stuff, how did it feel once you got approved?
Oh, it was outstanding. I mean, as soon as I got approved, I hit the ground running. That was the hardest part of getting started, is getting the capital. And so if you talk to anybody in real estate, it's really getting the capital, unless you just know some affluent people, which most of us don't know.
Right.
So as soon as you got me the capital, I was going at it. I had started right away. I closed my first deal, in fact, right after a month. As soon as I got the capital, I closed on my first house and flipped it.
That's cool. That's cool. Would you say that this capital had a positive impact on your business?
Yeah, as soon as we did it, I was able to hit the ground running. Because I doing real estate, I always see deals, and so I had to pass them up or give them to other investors.
Right.
So now I'm in the game.
Out of the stands into the game.
Right. I'm getting playing time, coach.
That's good, man. If somebody is watching this right now and they're unsure about working with me, maybe they're nervous or they don't know if it'll work for them, what would you tell them?
I would say give it a shot. Definitely. It was a positive impact on me. You're very good with relationships and really taking it and making the process simple and easy and trustworthy. And that's hard to find these days, and especially in the capital markets, because you got loan sharks, and that's what they literally are. And they'll tell you that, at least some of them will. So I would say just give it a try. And it was been a blessing to me.
Yeah, man. So thanks so much for sharing your story. It's going to inspire a lot of people. I know it will. If somebody wants to get into real estate, maybe they want to do some investing, how would they reach out to you and find you?
Just send me an email. I am on social media, but just send me an email. My email is DD. That's 2 D's as in David, DD Avery, my last name, Avery @gmail.com. So just send me an email, put him in the interview, and I'll be more than happy to help. I work with investors. I'm an investor myself. So I work with investors all across the globe, internationally, everything. So, they trust me. And I understand that, because sometimes you're not able to see the property or understand the real estate market here. So, I help people with Airbnbs from the Augusta National Tournament and just different things. There's a lot of stuff going on down here. But yeah, reach me at ddavery@gmail.com.
And just on a side note, for the people who might be thinking about working with David, I know this is a capital call, but I just got to throw this in right quick. Dave actually helped me get my first investment property. That's one of the biggest checks I had ever made. You remember how big that check was?
It was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
That was still a good property. That was over there by the Masters, as a matter of fact. Yeah, that was off Cottonitz Memorial Drive. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. So Dave is definitely legit. Thanks again for the call. I'm excited to keep supporting you. I'm excited to keep watching you grow. We're not done yet, man. We still got new levels.
That's true. All right. Well, thank you as well. We got bigger projects now. So yeah.
Okay, man. All right. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye.